Hi, I'm Jim Maley, and I'm lucky enough to be the mayor of this great borough of Collingswood, and I wanted to give you an update on an issue that's been talked about for the last couple of years, that we've been working on very hard for the last couple of years, and that's our borough's credit rating. We've received final word from Standard & Poor's, a rating agency that we've been in contact with for the last several months. They've completed their review of the borough's finances, and they have given us a rating of AA-. Now, that rating in the scales means from the rating that we've had and been dealing with for the last year or so, that's a 6-notch increase. That actually raises us above the level we were before September of 2011, when we went through all this craziness with this other rating agency. We think it's an accurate reflection of us. It puts us at the right spot. And I think there's some basic important facts that everyone needs to know to understand what that rating means and what the other rating was, and really a lot of it has to do with the process that they go through. Standard & Poor's has a process that is very transparent. There is an app that you can all go download right off the Apple App Store, right onto an iPad, onto an Apple device. You can actually go through Standard & Poor's municipal ratings. You can go right through that process, fill in numbers, different borough budget numbers, and it will tell you what you will likely be rated as by Standard & Poor's. That is light years different than the process that we went through back in 2011 and have been going through since then. That process involved very rushed, quick requests for information, an evaluation that we never knew what mattered, what numbers mattered to them, what numbers didn't matter to them. It really is it's so freshening, so refreshing to see this change, and a rating agency look at the numbers objectively and review them all. Standard & Poor's took into consideration things like we have redevelopment projects with $90 million in ratables tied up in those. And we get revenue from those projects. Standard & Poor's took that into consideration. The other rating agencies do not, because it doesn't fit into whatever secret formula they have. They don't take that into account. So this is great news for us. It restores us back. It kind of is the final chapter, brings us to an end of this episode we've been through. Now, during this time, we've been rolling over notes. We've been taking care of our debt. We've had huge pay downs on our debt from the Zane School, from sale of lumberyard units. We started in this guarantee transaction with 13 of those units that we took, and we've actually sold 8, have another under contract, have others rented, and we're still working to actively sell them. So we've had great success in paying that down. That pay down, under the financial plan that we have had from day one, we'll be able to retire 67%, about 2/3 of our debt over the next 10 years. That is substantial. That is right in line with the revenues that we get off of these projects. Those revenues will actually last a little longer than that. So it will all work. That the projects that we have done generate extra revenue. We use that to cover the debt for a period of time. Here, for most of it, it's going to be 10 years. At the end of that time, we'll be even of our debt. We'll get back to fully taxed revenues, and we'll have ratables that have increased, have gone higher for us than we would have without these projects. That's been the goal. It's been certainly an adventure. The last few years have been a little difficult, but we still stayed that course, went through, and got this all done. So, huge credit rating. You know, when they banged us before, they called it a super downgrade. Well, this is a super upgrade after the borough did nothing more than do all the things we said 2 years ago we had all planned to do before any of this happened. So this brings it to a close. I'm really hoping we don't have to do any more messaging out about rating agencies. We're finished with that. There's steel going up at the lumberyard today. It's a great day that project is getting closer and closer to being completed. We've got a wait list of like 30 people for the 70 units that are going in there. It's moving ahead very well, and we're going to see great, great days ahead. So thank you for all of your help and perseverance. we're done with this and we move on to keep Collingswood a great place to live. So thank you so much.